guest joining us. George Kurian is a political strategist, supports the Congress party. Tushar Gupta is senior editor, Swarajya Magazine. George Kurian, the fundamental question that comes to mind today is, given the way everything has panned out, would you say this has helped the Congress party's image or has actually dented it more? Because the very idea that this is going to be some free and fair election has been defeated with the twists and turns we've seen.
Well, not really. Shivani, this move by the Congress party is a welcome move, and this is going to head the party towards a transformational reforms. And the way both the candidates in the fray are there, both are capable. They carry a lot of administrative and leadership qualities within them at their individual level, and both have been ministers in the past, and not taking anything from anyone. But one cannot create a narrative on media that Mr. Kharge holds the majority support of the Gandhis and Mr.
Well, we can only go by the signs, George. The signs certainly indicate he's clearly the chosen candidate. Given that Mr. Gehlot pulled out and then he suddenly put his nomination.
I strongly believe that one can't come to that conclusion and create a narrative on television and national television. Having said that, I want to make it clear that the Gandhis have not proposed or endorsed any candidate as such. If it's the case, you can let me know on national television, which is not the case. And I strongly believe Tharoor has a roadmap along with him, and he has a progressive vision of is going to come out soon.
So George, one second. I'm very curious to know what you said about transformational change. Now, that transformational change, I don't think will be written about if Mr. Kharge becomes the next Congress chief. He's 80 years old. He's held high positions in the Congress party. If he couldn't bring transformational change as that, I don't know what he's going to be able to do as the next Congress chief. That transformational change, frankly, can only be talked about if Mr. Tharoor becomes the next president.
Well, not really. Shivani, let me ask you, why do you think that way? So it is not like that, because both carry, as I said earlier, both carry administrative and leadership qualities within them. And the point to be noted here is that Congress party, after maybe 2 decades, we are looking forward to a full-time national Congress president. So there will be enough of time at his disposal to look into going into micro level functions of the party.
Sonia Gandhi was also a full-time president. Are you saying she wasn't?
Well, the kind of access and towards the PCC state level leaders and things like that, because of security reasons, also play an important role. So in this case, in this scenario, I strongly believe he will be able to move around the nation and meet all the state in charges, and where Congress is weak at this moment. We are fighting a communal
freer Congress president possibly, and a more accessible Congress president. Is that what you were trying to say then?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you for saying that. Tushar Gupta, same question to you. Are these elections projecting that the Congress is going for that transformational change, or is it a nominal change that they're going for?
In the last few years, the Great Britain has seen a lot of prime ministers, but the monarchy has stayed the same, more or less. That's what the Congress is looking right now. You can have presidents, you can have sitting presidents, active presidents, whatever terminology we want to use. But the monarchy within the Congress stays the same. The problem stays the same. You've hit the bullseye, Shivani, by saying that if Mallikarjun Kharge, at 80 years old, being the senior leader of the party for decades, if not years, couldn't bring a transformational change, what change can he bring now? George here says that he can be more accessible, he can travel around the country where the Congress is weak. Well, the Congress is weak everywhere. Can we trust an 80-year-old politician with all the stature and all the experience to travel around just a year and a half before the national elections? It's not possible. Also, the way if you listen to Shashi Tharoor, I think there is an underlying tension between the young guard and the old guard. Maybe the Shashi Tharoor camp, whatever is left of it, represents the Rahul Gandhi and the Priyanka Gandhi mindset, while the Mallikarjun Kharge camp represents the Sonia Gandhi mindset. So there is that underlying tension that is clearly not visible to us, but that is there. If it's evident by Shashi Tharoor's press conference. The final point is that the Congress until now was not doing bad because there was a Congress president who was not doing their job properly. The problem is the 3 Gandhis. Whenever people look at the Congress, they don't care for the president, the state president, who's running the cadre, who's not. They look at the 3 Gandhis and they've made up their mind they do not want to vote. So even if you have Shashi Tharoor at the helm of affairs 2-3 weeks from now, can he reverse the fortunes in Gujarat? No. Can he reverse the fortunes in Karnataka or in Rajasthan, where Gehlot and Pilot have had a public fallout? No. Can he do it on the national level? It's still very difficult. So at the end of the day, Shivani, what we're looking at is sheer tokenism. That is all it is.
Okay. I'm also very interested in what George Kurian said. He said that, the new president, even if it's Mr. Kharge, can roam around, not have the same security concerns. Can I tell you, George, right now, the Congress face who's actually traversing the length of the country, if not the breadth of the country, is Rahul Gandhi. So my natural question to you is, you've already got a Rahul Gandhi who's traversing the country and going from Kanyakumari to Srinagar. Your Congress chief doesn't need to do it. And if the Congress chief needs to do it, will Mr. Kharge tomorrow as the Congress chief take over the Bharat Jodo Yatra, or will it still be helmed by Rahul Gandhi? These are very important questions for the party.
Well, it really doesn't matter. Rahul Gandhi is a leader. He's a recognized national leader as far as the Congress ideology is concerned. And people, you have seen the visuals on the screen and the way Bharat Jodo Yatra is, garnering the support across the length. And so I strongly believe, as I said earlier, it's not about the Gandhis or, the Kharge. It's about the transformational change that we're looking forward to in the coming time. And we are hopeful and confident that the Congress party will live up to the expectations of the voters. And as far as the vote share is concerned, the transformation doesn't take much time. It is your intent, how you want to get it back. So be it unemployment and the rising inflation and things like that, the country is going through at this point in time. So I strongly believe Kharge or be it Tharoor, whoever wins the election, and there is really any doubt about, Mr. Tharoor going back on his nomination. So I strongly believe he's focused and determined for a progressive move as well. So let's wait and watch and see how it takes.
Okay, but as far as getting back to a fighting position is concerned, the question that remains is, and I think that's what Tushar is hinting at, George, Mr. Kharge is going to be seen as someone who's quote-unquote remote controlled by 10 Janpad. The Gandhis will still be very much in control. Now, if the Congress comes out and says that yes, that is the case, Gandhis are the fountainhead for us, they will lead ideologically and, decision-wise what the party does, then that's fair enough. That is, of course, how the Congress party will run. The problem arises when you try to project the opposite. The reality will be that the Gandhis will still very much be in control, and then the question arises, can there be that transformational change if the same minds are still deciding what happens to the Congress next?
Well, Shivani, let me just correct you there. I don't want to narrow down on Mr. Kharge, as you said right now, if Kharge becomes a president, So let's not narrow it down because the elections are due. Okay. And I believe, as far as the Gandhis are concerned, Gandhis have always been the political figure as far as Congress ideology is concerned, and they carry a history. So taking, taking information or taking some advices from them is not a bad idea. But whoever is the next president of the Congress party will have his or her, to be very specific, his views and the way he's going to transform the party as far as...
Okay. Is that possible, Tushar? You think that you could still be in an advisory role, the Gandhis, but the new Congress chief, whoever it is, can do his or her own thing?
My simple question, Shivani, if Mallikarjun Kharge or Shashi Tharoor, whoever wins on October 19th, when the results come out, can they go on October 20th to the Bharat Jodo Yatra, wherever it is, and replace Rahul Gandhi as the face of the Yatra, because it's a Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress party, not of Rahul Gandhi? No, they cannot. Even George, with all due respect, is contradicting his own points when he says that the Gandhis are the recognized political figures for the Congress. It's not Mallikarjun Kharge or Shashi Tharoor. So tomorrow, if there has to be a CM candidature in any of the state elections, it has to be endorsed by the Gandhis.
Yeah, and what happens? Who takes